anyone who you would like to have access to your account can contact Piedmont Natural Gas with the security code and the telephone number. They can access your account information and make changes. They just cannot change the security code or start servicing your name at a new address. If you want to create one today, it can be between 4 and 20 characters long. That's letters and numbers, and it does include spaces. Is that something you'd be interested in creating? And she says to me, nope, no, thank you. All right. I'm gonna say, okay, not a problem. Just a moment here, and I'm going to put that she declined. So the next agent does not ask her that same question. Security code, decline. And then I'm just gonna go through here and follow my call flow and take a look at her account. Well, I'm just gonna do what I was doing. I can see right away that there is a balance due on her account, and I'm gonna make sure that I share that information with her. This is the only part that I'm gonna go fast by, because I know that you guys know this. I'm taking a look at her credit history, her disconnect history, and everything looks good there. So I am gonna make a note, even though I'll see it again, I'm still gonna make a note. Okay. And while I'm here, I'll take a look at her due date. And I'm gonna make a note of that, because I need to tell her and see what she says. All right. Now, after I've taken a look here, I'm going to go to 0134, and that's just to confirm that $34.92. Yep. So, Ms. Thompson, I did take a quick look at your account, and just want to remind you, you do have a balance due on your account in the amount of $34.92. That's due on 10/25. Is that something you'd like to take care of with me over the phone today? If so, I'd be happy to accept that payment from you. And she says, no, I'm actually just going to pay on your website tonight. Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much for letting me know. I'll make a note of that for you on the account. And she says, okay. So, Ms. Thompson, I am ready to go ahead and accept that new address so I can take a look at that meter status and get started on your request. She says, okay. So may I please have that full address where you'd like service to be started in your name? And she says, yes. The address is 7526 Jacobs Fort Lane in Charlotte, North Carolina, 28273. I'm going to repeat the address back to her. That was 7526 Jacobs Fort Lane in Charlotte, North Carolina, 28273. Is that correct? And she says yes. So now I'm going to start right here on step 1 and search by the address on my 2300. Okay. So instead of 1504, I'm going to 2300. And I'm going to search by the address. So I am going to use my district and division code to search. We've done Charlotte a lot. There's a lot of business in Charlotte. So some of these will begin to commit to memory. Like Charlotte, for example, is 011. But we're going to look it up because that is what training is for. So there it goes, Charlotte 011. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start 011, box everything in. Because I'm using her district and division code, I only need a few pieces of information to add. Okay. And you can jump in if you have questions while I'm doing this. You can come off mic and ask, because I'm going to do it just step by step and talk through it. So there's my 011. Her house number is 7526, and that street name is Jacobs. I'm just going to stop there because that's enough for the system to pull it up. Enter, and there she is on the this is all the information there, right? So I can just put 100. Randy had it, and he had a final, and Kendra had it, and she was charged off. So I'm just gonna do right here, 100. Okay. But let me go back. I'm gonna go back, okay? Let's just say you forgot. You asked me for my address. You're so used to putting a 1504 that you put that down there and you start searching, okay? Just say you do this. You pull it up, you put in the 100, and you say, wait, this isn't, what did I do? Don't panic. Just remember, you have to go right here to 2300, and you can still go there. You can just tab over, and there I go, okay? All right. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna start following these steps on the left-hand side of my screen, and I'm going to start on this page. I'm gonna do my CC. Those are my 9s for my date. And then my display is gonna be the 01. So I'm gonna start with that. CC, tab in, and 01. Now, when I come on this page, and I got my caller on the line, the inactive tells me, of course, that I need to do my CC04. So now that I know it's a CC04, I can go ahead and tell my customer some things. And I'm gonna say to her, Ms. Thompson, I'm about to start that service order request for you to get that turned on in your name. But I did notice right away, based on the current meter status, an adult 18 or older will need to be there for that all-day appointment. So I just told her an adult has to be there so she can start planning. And I told her it's all day. So if she has a problem with it being all day or a concern with it being all day, those are two things that she can start thinking about, or she can bring it up to me right now. This way I'm not surprising her at the end. And so she says, okay, thanks for letting me know. Let me go ahead and think about what date is gonna work best. I said, okay, sure thing. So I am going to here, let me clear off all of these. So on this page, these are the areas that we want to focus on right away. Okay. There, and that lines up right over here. Place by phone number. That's the no for the final bill. And data entered Y. So I'm just going to do exactly what's over there. Okay. So there's my net or 04. And you can arrow or tab. And I can copy her name in, or I can type it, whichever is easiest for me, and her phone number. On this page, you can say something like, Ms. Thompson, do you want me to use the same phone number that you verified earlier on your current account? And she says, yeah, use that number for me. All right. So I'm just tabbing down to final bill, and I'm going to put my N, and I'm going down to my data entered and my Y. So these are all the places that we needed to fill in. And now that I've done that, I'm just going to hit enter. And this is my 2333 screen, which is right here. Step number 19 is where I am. I'm going to clear off my old drawings and start some new ones. So I need to put the customer's name, the previous address. I need to do the last 4 of the social security number, their phone number, And then I'm just going to press enter. So there's my last, my first, my previous address. When you start typing your previous address, just look up and pay attention to where your cursor is on the screen, because sometimes you'll type and start tabbing, but that full address goes where the street name is. Okay, if there's an apartment number, now that's different. Apartment number would go over here. Let's get a different thing. MILOC. Okay, so here I go. I'm just going to type her information. Thompson, Mary, and of course, I have her information right there. There's everything I need. So I could copy it, or I could type it, whatever way you feel like your is going to be most convenient for you, whatever feels good to you. I used to be scared to copy in S2K. I was afraid I was going to lock it up. So it took a while for me to get comfortable enough to just start copying things over. Because when you lock it up, you have to start over. And those are the boxes that we talked about a few moments ago. Those are the spaces that needed to be created. One sec. All right, so those are the boxes. All of that is filled in. I'm going to clear my drawings off the screen, and I'm going to hit enter, which is next right here. Here, number 26. I'm sorry, 25. This is your cross-reference screen, okay? Before you do anything, you want to take a look at this screen, and you want to make sure that all of the information lines up. So in your guide, it tells you right here, if the customer information matches, you need to select the information by entering the correct line number. So they're giving you the example. If it's line 1, it's going to be 01. If it's line 2, it'll be 02. So depending on whatever line it is, he's going to put that 0 there. So I'm going to do that. And then right here. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to draw that one. All right, so customer information, do the line and press enter. But then you have to press enter again. So there are 2 enters that you're pressing on this page. Okay, so I'm going to do it twice. There's my line, which is 1. So that's going to be my 01. That's her address right there, 1104 Newfound Hollow Drive. And that's that balance. So I know this is her account. So I'm just going to go to my key field, and I'm going to press 01. That's my line number. And if you take a look at my screen down here, those zeros are going to change to my old account number. So that's her old account number. So this is the start of me getting ready to link those accounts. Now that I've done that, all I have to do is press enter again. Now that I've pressed enter twice, I'm on my 2302. And this is where I'm going to transfer my data. So I'm going to go ahead and look in the middle of my screen. There it is right there. I'm going to box in a couple different things. Okay, so back to my notes. It says 28, transfer data, Y or N. If a previous customer in the data is being transferred from a previous account, you're going to key Y and then press enter. So I'm going to key Y. Right here. I'm just double boxing it so you see where I'm at. Okay. And then the top of my screen, And my header is going to tell me it transferred the data. So now that I'm certain the data has been transferred, at the very top of my screen, I see it. But if you look down here, you'll see that what was there a moment ago is gone. And that's okay because it transferred, and I can confirm that it transferred based on the message at the top of my screen. So now I'm going to do exactly what it says. And I need to, hold on. Where is my mouse? All right, so I hit my enter once and I need to hit it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. So when we put in the Y, we're pressing enter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you put in the Y and then you press enter. And it'll move your cursor down for you, and that's fine. Just remember to look up, because if you look at this little blank, you're going to think, oh gosh, I didn't do it. But you did. It's at the very top.
Okay. And then data enter Y and enter again.
Yep. So it tells you in the notes to go to the additional.
Call Keith Whitaker.
Tell you to go to the additional name for additional names. But this right here, people, you guys have been reading this, and then some of you have been reading this and then offering to add a secondary. Don't offer to add a secondary, y'all, because you're going to offer her the security code at the end. If she really wants her husband or someone else on the account, they need to be present, and we need to go through the process with them for LexisNexis, verifying their identity, all that. It's just so much easier to do the security code. So I am going to confirm, Ms. Thompson, it looks like you do have an alternate address set up for your, mailing. Do you want to keep that address? And she says, yeah, that's where I have it going for my my current account too. All of my mail goes there. Okay, sure, not a problem. Just wanted to confirm. Okay, so now I'm going to go to data entered, and I'm going to put my Y, and I'm going to hit enter. All I did on this page was transfer my account. I took a look at the alternate address, verified with her, and now I'm hitting enter.
So I have a question right quick.
Okay.
So with the alternate address, if they stated no, we just delete it out, correct?
Yes, you can delete that. If she says, you know what, I actually don't want that mail to go there. I want it to go to blank. You can put whatever she wants there.
Okay.
In her case, because, let me show you this. In her case, see her original account? She has her mail going to a different address. 1501 will show any alternate address for mailing, and she has it going there. So because I linked it, their mail is going to go there as well. But she knows this because she knows where her mail is going. She's the one that set it up with us. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question.
Shamar.
Uh-huh.
On the last screen, you said something about look up. Is that where you look up and see where say additional account data? Is that what that means, that it was linked?
It was right above that, and it said transferred from, and then it had the account number.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted you to see the message so you could reassure yourself that you transferred that old account information, you linked it. As a matter of fact, when you get to this screen, it tells you here too, right there.
Okay, so that's the new account.
Old.
That's
my new one is my new one is always going to be right there in the middle.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so I see new. Yes.
All right, good questions. So on this page, which is her deposit screen, all right, so we're on the deposit screen. So now we're going to first go, we need to look at the deposit code. I took a look at her account originally, and I even made a note that she had good pay history. Okay. So, yeah, thank you. So she does. So I need to just look at a couple different things here. Phone number. Right here. Okay. This. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my S2K screen, the information that I boxed in over there. New account, super, super important. We're going to talk to her about that at the end. I always save it to the end. That way I can have time to do my notes and let her know. Well, you'll hear what I'm going to say in the end part, but this part right here is you making sure that it pulled over, because if it didn't, you're going to need to manually type it in here. That phone number and the last four of the Social Security. So while I'm on this page, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll say, Ms. Thompson, it looks like this address would have called for a deposit in the amount of $150, but because of your excellent pay history with us, we're able to waive that deposit for you today. She was like, oh my goodness, that is such great news. Thank you so much for that. Oh, you are very welcome. Thank you for being a valued customer with Piedmont Natural Gas. Now, at the bottom, it already says decline for her security code because on her account, she declined it, and I notated it there. So you can ask that here if you want, and phrase it something like, I know on your current account, you said you didn't want a security code, but is it the same for this one, or would you want one on this account? And she'll just say yes or no. Yeah, if they call you to the main room, go ahead and accept it. They'll send you back when they're done. All right. Okay.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So the new account number and the service order number, can we jot that down in our notes while we're on this page? Because it won't change again, right?
The new account number, you can jot it down here.
Okay.
You can. You know, I never took the service order number from here. I just didn't. I just had a practice of taking it from the 2300 screen at the end.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you can't.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll copy it and put it, and then we'll compare, because I've never done it.
Okay.
Well, I've seen it. I just always take it from the last one once I've confirmed everything.
Gotcha. Thank you.
But good question. Thanks for pointing that out. So we're gonna go ahead. And you're stalling with her, right? You might be talking to her about the weather. And if you don't want to talk to her about the weather, if you feel like, man, I really need to focus, every now and then just check in with her and say something like, well, Ms. Thompson, I do apologize for the silence, and I do thank you for your patience while I work on this order. I am just about done, and I'll have an update for you pretty soon, okay? And she says, yeah, that's not a problem. I'm just here, taking care of some things in the house. Okay. So.
I'm sorry. Is it okay if I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just going to back it up by a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm taking a step-by-step notes on what you're doing, and I noticed, how you said that you pressed enter the second time on screen 2341.
Okay.
Then your account number had changed.
It went from 0? Is that what you're referring to?
Correct. All the way at the bottom to the left. So it changed from zeros to another account number. Now that account number isn't going to be the new one, correct?
Old. Because what I'm doing there is that's where I'm starting to tell the system I am about to link an account. I'm about to pull her old account information over to this new one.
Okay, so that one is actually the old account number, and what the system is going to go ahead and just move on to the new one.
Well, it's where
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. So the 41 is where I'm telling it, this is her old information, and I need to put it with this when I need to link it. So when I hit enter, those zeros are just a space holder, and they turn into the actual account number, her old one, so the system knows to pull it. And then I get to the 2302 screen, which is where I transfer it over, and I'm pushing everything together. That's my final link and like the final piece of that puzzle.
And then notes are in snapshot, notes are going in that specific account number. Is that right?
I'm going to note both accounts. The first one on my notepad, I already have those accounts, and I'm composing the notes for the second account now.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you so much. That's all I needed to know.
Okay, you're welcome. Good questions. So, so now that I'm here, she does not want a security code on this one either. So I'm going to go down to data entered and I'm going to put my Y. But I just want to make sure I do stress the importance of remembering this 19 because it won't change for you. And you need to go there so that you can release the hold on the account. Okay, so I have to change my 02 to a 19 and click enter. And this is where I check to make sure that there are A's and not R's. Because if there is an R, I need to change it to an A. But it's an A, so I'm good. So I'm going to scroll down and I need to enter 02. If I don't enter 02 and I hit enter in S2K, it's going to take me back to 2300 and I'm not done with the order yet. Okay. If it did that, that's okay. I just need to open the order back up and finish it. But why do that to myself when I can just put my 02 here and hit enter? And now I'm on my wanted by date screen. Let me clear off my drawings and start here. So now I need to find out what day she wants this service. And when I do, I need to make sure that she does have the power and the water on in order for us to turn on her gas. So there's the tab to wanted by date. I got to do my special instructions. Okay. And then this is the little note. I wish it was highlighted, but this is the little note right here. That's to remind you about the power and water. And if I put notes for my technician, excuse me, I do need to put a special code in there so the technician knows to look at those notes. Okay, and there's my Y for data enter, and then my F12 twice. But of course, with the F12 twice, it is F12. You're gonna have to put the Y back in and then F12 again because it's the training environment. So I'm gonna go here and I asked her what she wants, when she wants service to be turned on. I've already told her in the beginning that an adult has to be there and it's an all-day appointment. So she tells me she wants me to check out January the 14th. Sure, that works. I'm going to go through the full slide here, right? Because in the beginning, I just told her adult had to be there 18 or older and it was going to be an all-day. But I need to make sure she understands all the tech questions. I read this, she's good. I tell her, all right, and I just have 3 other questions for you. They're just going to be yes or no, and this is for the safety of you as well as our technician. So I'm going to read these COVID questions to her, and she's going to be like, no. And so I'll just make my notes. So no to COVID questions. All right, and then she told me that someone is going to be there all day. She's already confirmed the phone number that she wants on this account, but I'm going to ask her the phone number that you confirmed earlier. In the event that the technician needs to reach you, is that a good number for the day of service? She says yes. So I put this phone number in there for the technician. If I have any other notes, like a gate code, anything like that, I'm going to put this in my notes here. And then I'm just going to go down here to the bottom and put my special condition code in. If I can't remember what it is, I'm just going to hit F10. And for this, it's just going to be S, just special instructions, just to draw his or her attention to it. Because she doesn't need a call before going. The phone number is there in the event of an emergency that the technician needs to contact her. So here is my Y. And now I'm just going to F12 it.
I'm sorry. What's the initial SOT mean again? I forgot.
Someone there. Mm-hmm. So I did hit F12 a few moments ago, and when I did, this is the message I got. So I did hit it that one time. Okay. Now I put my Y back in, and I'm going to go ahead and hit my F12 again to route it. So there it is. And whoever called out that service order code earlier, look at you thinking outside the box, because I did copy it because I wanted to confirm that it matches, and it does. So there you go. Okay. So now that I did this, I am going to be able to wrap up and talk to my customer about some things. I want to make sure that I do a full recap. So a full recap. And I have my notepad here, so everything I need is right here in front of me. All right. So I'm stalling with her. I'm telling her something like, okay, I'm just about done. If you can bear with me a moment, the system is generating your new account number, and I'll be able to supply that to you in just a moment. She says, okay, sure. And I'm about to update her first account, right? So I tell her, you can go ahead if you want to grab a sheet of paper and pencil. That way I can give that to you in a little bit and you can copy that down. So her notes for her first account, the first account are right there. And it's just that I verified her. She's starting service. She declined the security code. I told her what was due and she said she's going to pay on our website. So that's good. I can close that out. And I can start the notes for her new account. So I'll put her new account number in.
I have a question. So
Sure.
when it's time for us to put in the notes, do we need to use the account number 003 or we need to use the account number that y'all provided to us?
003 always. Always in the trained environment. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. So now that I did her first set of notes and put those in there, I just need to make sure I'm focused on her second one. And I need to put these in here accurately. So if you're in my session for the final and you want to say to me at this point, you know, Miss Thompson, let me just go ahead and do a recap for you. You can do that. You can do a recap and then do your notes. So this is what that would look like. So, Ms. Thompson, what we were able to do for you today was go ahead and get service started in your name at your new address, the 7526 Jacobs Fork Lane in Charlotte, North Carolina, 28273. And we were able to get that scheduled for January the 14th. Now, we did discuss that the technician information as well as the COVID. Now, I know that you declined the security code. If that's something that you want later on down, just give us a call. We'll be happy to put that on your account. And then you can say, we were able to waive that deposit of $150 because of your good pay history with us. I know that you're aware of our website because you said you're going to pay online. But if you wait 24 hours, you can actually visit our website and add your new account there. And she was like, oh, I can link it? Because she can add it to her old one. If she has a current account, she can add it there too as well. So just FYI. So then I'm going to give her account number. I'm going to give her confirmation number. I'm going to ask her, is there anything else that I can do for you today? And she says, no, I think I'm good. All right. Well, while you're on our website, make sure to check out those energy saving tips. We also have Share the Warmth that could benefit you as well as your neighbors. And she says, sure thing. Now I can offer some other things. I can offer e-bill or I could offer bank draft, you know, just kind of play it by ear, but you want to toss some sort of offer in there for her. And she says, nope, I'm good. Thank you so much. All right. You have a wonderful rest of your day. So I've given her account number. I gave her her confirmation number. I did a full recap and she is good to go. I just needed to skip through that part for the sake of time so I can still let somebody else do theirs. So now we're going to be watching you put your notes in. So Mary Thompson was verified. She wants to start service. This is her schedule date, but I need to first do linked account because I did link her old account. I can put her old account number here. Her deposit was waived and it was waived for good pay history. Okay, you could even put the code if you want. Okay, she declined security code. This is just everything she and I talked about. I scheduled it for 114. There's her confirmation number, or her service order number. Okay. All right. And then I did provide her with her website, discussed, share the warmth. Okay. I would delete everything in my notepad. I would save my notes. So Mary Thompson verified she wants to start service. Linked account, that's her old account. Deposit was waived for good pay history. She declined the security code. This is her scheduled date, her confirmation number. I provided the website and we discussed share the warmth. So this is everything that she and I talked about. So then I hit update. Okay. And then the facilitator is going to ask you, how do you delete out the order that you created? So you just do 1601 Y and training, enter, and then you'll go back home, which is F5, and of course close out of her other account as well. But before I do, this is just me now. I need to delete this because I need this account again. Yeah. All right, so let's take a few minutes to answer any questions that y'all might have about what